The Lake District of Austria is called the Salzkammergut and is located just east of Salzburg. The region's natural beauty and charm are a perfect place to spend some time away from the cities and experience more of authentic Austria. We are going to take a tour around 5 of the lakes and their towns in the area that you won't want to miss on your trip to Austria. Starting in Salzburg and traveling by car, we head east for just about 30 minutes. We come to St. Gilgen on Lake St. Wolfgang See. St. Gilgen is a quaint little town at the end of the lake and is really the start of the Salzkammergut. Lake Wolfgang See is one of the favorite lakes in the district and is surrounded by mountains. You can take a boat tour across or around the lake and go up one of the mountains and get a bird's eye view of the lake and the whole valley. If you travel on around the lake, you will reach the town of St. Wolfgang. It is another of those towns with all the charm of years gone by still seen and felt in the buildings and streets of the town, though you never know what might show up while you're there. From this town of St. Wolfgang, you can take a cog train up the Salzburg mountain, from which you can see much of the Lake District. A trip to the top of the Salzburg is an experience I would highly recommend. From St. Wolfgang See, we are going to travel on about another half hour to Hallstatter See, or lake. This lake is surrounded by very tall mountains that come right down to the water. At one end of the lake is the town of Hallstatt, which is a gorgeous little town you won't want to miss on your trip to Austria. But in the summer, it is full of tourists, so you may want to plan your trip in the off-season time. The lake is very deep, so cold for swimming most of the year, but you can take a boat ride on one of the unique boats in the region called a furr, or a ferry ride across the lake. You can also travel up the Dockstein Mountain at the south end of the lake and visit a glacier at the top. Halfway up, you may want to explore some fascinating ice caves. We are going to travel north again, past Bad Ischl, to the Tronsee. To reach the south end of the lake takes about another half hour, so these lakes really aren't that far apart. The Tronsee is a fairly large lake, long and slim, with gorgeous views of mountains on each side. Along the way, there are places you can stop and have a picnic and take in the views. One of the areas has a very nice beach where you could stop and have a swim. One of the largest mountains on the far side of the lake is the Tronstein. This is a mountain my wife enjoyed climbing in her youth. At the north end of the lake is the town of Gmunden. It is a very nice little town with a great park right along the water. A restaurant with outdoor seating right at the edge of the lake is a great place to stop and get some food and have a break. The lake is full of water activities during the summer months. Just south of the town is a 15th century castle on a small island called Schloss Ort, which is a must visit. You can also see the Sleeping Lady as you look south down the lake. We are going to turn and head back towards Salzburg at this point, but just 20 kilometers away is the Attersee. It is the largest lake in the area, and at the north end are the towns of Seewaldchen and Schorfling. Attersee is a perfect place for a relaxing lakeside getaway. It is the best of the lakes for a swim and perfect for any of the other water activities you enjoy. Here too you have a castle called Salzkammergut, which dominates the view from the lakeside. Finally, we will travel on to the Mondsee, which is only 25 minutes away and only 25 kilometers from Salzburg. Mondsee is another small town at the north end of the lake and another small playground for water enthusiasts. The town is very enjoyable to walk through, but it has a lot of tourists visiting it, due to the fact that the church there is the one that was used for the filming of the Von Trapp's wedding in Sound of Music. We enjoyed spending time downtown and having a snack at one of the cafes. There is a very nice park right at the water's edge, so don't rush and enjoy your time there. From here you can finish your trip back to Salzburg. All these lakes have their own unique aspects and are well worth the time to enjoy. Even though you could drive around and see all of the lakes in a day, it pays to spend at least a day minimum at each one to even begin to take them in. Don't forget to check out some of my other videos and like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.